Hello Kennedy artists. Today you're going to be working on a project called Shapes, Lines, and Patterns. You should have a piece of paper, a pencil, and then an assortment of shape tracers to share at your table. Your first job will be to place 6 shapes on your page, and at least 3 of them should overlap. When I say overlap, that means that one will go on top of another. I'm going to show you how an overlap works. I'm going to start with this triangle and trace it right here on my page. So this will count as one of my 6 shapes. And then I'm going to overlap. You can see that the rectangle is going on top of. Sometimes we don't allow the lines of an overlap to show through. For this project, we will. Meaning I'm going to see the line from the triangle and I'm going to see the lines here from the rectangle. I'm going to continue doing my 6 shapes at least in time lapse. The next part of this project is lines. You're going to add at least 4 lines. You could use a ruler if you want straight lines. Again, we're going to overlap or go through the shapes we've already added to the page, but I'd also like you to get creative with lines that you can't necessarily draw with a ruler. So I'm going to add a wavy line, maybe a zigzag line here. And I'm looking for spaces in my picture where there's maybe not as much interest or things going on, for places to add those lines. I'm going to add a wave line here. So at this point, you're going to stop and you're going to have at least 6 shapes in your picture, at least 4 lines. There needs to be 3 places that overlap occurs where one thing is on top of another. It will probably happen more than 3 times. And I also want you to fill the space and make all the parts of it interesting. Alright Kennedy artists, you have at least 4 lines, at least 6 shapes, at least 3 overlap. A shape is a line that encloses an area. The line is just the path of a point. Now we're going to add pattern. I'm going to give you an example of a simple pattern first. I'm going to add some stripes in one of my areas. What I need to pay attention to here is when I hit a line, I'm going to stop my pattern. So I'm going to look at this portion of this larger triangle as one area that will have a pattern in it. I'm going to add diagonal stripes as my pattern. A pattern is something that repeats. It could be a color pattern, red, blue, red, blue. It could be a shape pattern, rectangle, circle, rectangle, circle. And there are random patterns like polka dots, usually the same color dots, but they cover an entire area. This pattern is going to be skinny red stripes and wider blue stripes. It is a color and shape pattern. I'm doing this with crayon. Marker or colored pencils would also be an option. You could use multiple materials. It will depend what your sub decides to give you to work with today. I'm going to speed up the rest of my coloring process with time lapse so you can see the finished project. So Kennedy artists, I've been working on my patterns inside my shapes and lines for quite a while, and I'm not finished yet. Point being, if you're taking your time and being creative, using a variety of materials, colors, and ideas, this is going to take you a while. Just remember that you're stopping whenever you hit one of your pencil lines, even if it's not the full complete shape. So that large triangle ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4 different patterns in it. I began another one in a different class, so just to give you some idea, this is with just colored pencil, but same basic idea, different things starting to happen. So have fun, let's see what you can come up with. I'll be excited to see your creative ideas when I come back. Thanks.